it looks like going forward I'm going to have to use the poverty camera because the the good camera phone is uh, it's not working. So I knew this day would come. Oh well. The main thing is you get to see a fire and you get to hear me talk in the episodes where I do have a talk. So if I show you up here, I've got myself a flat blade screwdriver, I've got a steel brush, and I've got a brass brush. I've also got a nylon one, but that wasn't useful because if you look here, do you see got your fire rope? And I wasn't sure. I thought, do I leave it for a day to set? And it's like, no, you start a fire, and when you start a fire, that will make that will cure the glue. Just looking for the words. Right, all of these are too wet because I didn't have a fire yesterday. Right, in which case, does this yes, this does have a pause. Right, let's pause it there. If I press that, it unpauses it. So put a fire lighter there and then give it a spark. Right. If you're curious, this is my old fire rope, and that's about half an inch thick. And the new one I got, well, they say it's 12 mil, so it's less than half an inch. But that said, if I close it, it feels absolutely fine. So I'm happy with that. Now, if you notice here, do you see this gap here? And that goes into this part here. But if I use half-inch thick fire rope, it doesn't work very well. So I'll have a go with some less thick stuff. But I think if I use well, the fact is, because I've got a seal on the door now, when I close it, it'll be fine. Now, some of the more observant of you, when we go, you'll notice that there's a gap there. Yes, there is. That doesn't bother me. It's less than a centimetre thick, that gap, so it's not really going to present any issue when having a fire. Now, I am struggling to speak, so let's just enjoy the fire. Oh yeah, it's also 18 degrees as well. That's probably from the radiators. I've had the main boiler burning hot, but I've turned it down now, so I'm going to have this one going. Dear Father Christmas, I've been a good boy this year. No, I'm not joking. I have been a good boy this year. And if I was to have anything for Christmas, well, car passing its MOT, that's a main thing. But let's assume it passes its MOT and have something nice. I would like a mechanical log splitter for Christmas. You could argue that a hatchet is a mechanical log splitter, as you're using your hand to split the logs. I meant one of those hand cranked hydraulic rams where you push a wedge into the log and hydraulic pressure splits it. So I would like a hydraulic kindling maker, basically. Split the log into little pieces, because it's, kindling, especially if you buy it from the supermarkets, is expensive. And then you try and justify it yourself, like, oh, I'll try and make it last better by using less pieces. Try and get the fire going with as little kindling as possible. But then you don't have enough energy to get the main log burning, which in turn will get the wood burn, which will get the coals burning. And then you've got to start over again, so you end up using twice as much kindling as if you just used a big bunch to start off with. But as it is, I think that fire's going to go now. So if I close the door, plus it would be really nice because you could just, hang on. Yeah. That's working like it should. Good. Right. New fire rope, a resounding success. And I've ordered in some more fire soap. So I'll give it. I know they say you can use ash and newspaper, but I don't buy newspapers, and I'm not about to get into the habit of buying them. Plus, none of my neighbours buy them anyway, because I have asked them. I said, "Oh, look, have you got any old newspaper? Because it's useful for me for cleaning the fireplace." It's also easy enough just to get an old rag. I've got old socks and underpants which are no longer fit for purpose, but they're quite good for scrubbing a fireplace. So just get some fire soap, clean it up, and then maybe when the weather's nicer, give the stove a clean and get some fireproof paint and the stuff specifically for the stoves. Oh, and also I've got some flue and chimney cement, because I'm not sure if you can see it. Yeah, this camera's not very good, but you'll have to take my word for it. The seal around the flue collar is broken, and so occasionally bits of smoke get into the room, which makes me cough and sneeze. But hey, you know what? It's better than being cold. And look at that. That's going like the clappers. That is. Soon that log will get going, and then I'll stick some coals on there. But as it is for now, I'd say this fire is a unconditional success. Toodle pip.